Hi, hello, vanakkam, namaskar. Welcome to POV World from Bharat YouTube channel, World through Bharat's lens. In late October 2025, Prime Minister Narendra Modi virtually attended the ASEAN Summit in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. While the Prime Minister himself, over the past few years, has led the Indian delegations at the ASEAN, this year though, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar represented him at the summit. Though reasons like Bihar polls were cited for the absence of the Indian PM, a more logical reason is that the Modi decided to avoid an encounter with the US President Donald Trump at the summit. While Trump keeps talking about Modi every alternate day, Modi on the other hand is stone silent on issues with US. Be it the 2002 Gujarat riots when he was accused as a Gujarat CM, or during his campaign trail in 2014 general elections when he was criticized with Chaiwalla and other derogatory remarks by his opponents. He emerged victorious with a secret weapon, the silence with confidence. In 2002, when Narendra Modi was the Chief Minister of Gujarat, 59 car savaks returning from Ayodhya were killed during the infamous Godhra train burning. The incident triggered widespread communal riots across Gujarat. Modi and his administration faced serious accusations of failing to prevent or even allowing the anti-Muslim violence to spread. Several human rights groups, opposition parties, and sections of the media alleged complicity or negligence by the state machinery. There was a strong political pressure from the international community and the USA, which made Vajpayee, the then Indian Prime Minister, to indirectly rebuke Modi with his famous Radharma remark. He said, quote unquote, a king or ruler cannot differentiate between his subjects on basis of birth, caste, or community. After the riots, the United States and even some European countries had denied Modi a visa, citing human rights concerns. The special investigation team appointed by the Supreme Court to investigate the case later cleared Modi of direct involvement, citing lack of prosecutable evidence. Nanavati Commission that probed the train burning and the riots that followed found no conspiracy involved in the riots. It also gave a clean chit to Modi as well as to the police and the state government. In spite of coming out clean in all the investigations, in 2023, BBC released a documentary on Gujarat riots accusing PM Modi of suppressing Muslim minorities. Many foreign media joined BBC in criticizing Modi. Throughout the riot episode, Modi, as the Chief Minister of Gujarat, remained silent over the criticisms he faced. Being a CM of a state, he went alone to the investigating office with no securities nor cavalcades. USA, which had once denied Modi a visa, made a U-turn in 2014 and gave him a red carpet welcome, which included a rock star-like reception at the Madison Square Garden, where Modi spoke amid chants, cheers, and roars from the Indian diaspora. After 2 decades of the Godhra incident in 2025, PM Modi, in an interview with AI researcher and podcaster Lex Fridman, for the first time ever opened up about how a fake narrative was spread regarding the Godhra case.
Like the 2002 riots in Gujarat, I'd like to paint you a clearer picture of the 12 to 15 months leading up to that so you can fully understand the atmosphere of that time. For instance, take December 24, 1999, roughly 3 years earlier. An Indian flight from Kathmandu to Delhi was hijacked, redirected to Afghanistan, and landed in Kandahar. Hundreds of Indian passengers were held hostage. It caused massive turmoil across India as people faced life and death uncertainty. Then, in the year 2000, the Red Fort in Delhi was attacked by terrorists. Yet another crisis struck the nation, intensifying fear and turmoil. On September 11, 2001, the Twin Towers in America faced a devastating terror attack, once again shocking the entire world. Because ultimately, the people behind these attacks are driven by a similar mindset. Then, in October 2001, terrorists attacked the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. Soon after, on December 13, 2001, India's parliament was targeted. Months, these major global terrorist attacks took place. Violent incidents that led to bloodshed and the loss of innocent lives. In such a tense environment, even the smallest spark can ignite unrest. The situation had already become extremely volatile. In such times, suddenly, on October 7, 2001, I was given the responsibility of becoming Chief Minister of Gujarat. This was an enormous challenge. At that time, Gujarat was recovering from a devastating earthquake, the largest of the previous century, which had left thousands dead. My first major task as Chief Minister was overseeing the rehabilitation of survivors. This was a crucial task, and from day one after my oath, I immersed myself in it. I was a person who had absolutely no prior experience with government. I had never been part of any administration, never even served in government before. I had never contested an election, never even been a state representative. For the first time in my life, I had to face elections. On February 24, 2002, I became a state representative, an elected representative for the first time. And it was only around February 24th, 25th, or 26th that I stepped into the Gujarat Assembly for the very first time. On February 27th, 2002, we were seated in the Assembly for the budget session. And that same day, it had been just 3 days since I'd become a state representative when suddenly the horrific Godhra incident occurred. It was a tragedy of unimaginable magnitude. People were burned alive. You can imagine, against the backdrop of incidents like the Kandahar hijacking, the attack on Parliament, or even 9/11. And then to have so many people killed and burned alive, you can imagine how tense and volatile the situation was. Of course, this was tragic for everyone. Everyone prefers peace. The perception that these were the biggest riots ever is actually misinformation. If you review the data from before 2002, you'll see that Gujarat faced frequent riots. Curfews were constantly being imposed somewhere. Communal violence could erupt over trivial issues, like kite flying contests or even minor bicycle collisions. Before 2002, Gujarat witnessed over 250 significant riots. The riots in 1969 lasted nearly 6 months. So there was a long history, long before I was in the picture. But that one tragic incident in 2002 became a sparking point, leading some people towards violence. Yet, the judiciary thoroughly investigated the matter. At that time, our political opponents were in power, and naturally, they wanted all allegations against us to stick. Despite their relentless efforts, the judiciary analyzed the situation meticulously twice and ultimately found us completely innocent.
Grokipedia, an equivalent to Wikipedia, which was recently launched by Elon Musk, has now changed the false narratives which were being spread by traditional websites and media outlets. While Wikipedia describes Muslims as the targets of violence, Grokipedia describes them as those who set fire to the tree. One of the major reasons for this change in perception and narratives is the secret weapon of Modi, the silence. In 2014 general elections, when Narendra Modi was announced as the prime ministerial candidate by his party, he faced several criticisms from his opponents. Let's look at some of them and also how he overcame those criticisms with his devotion and development. Number 1. Opponents tried to undermine his suitability for the post of Prime Minister by describing his humble background as a Chaiwalla, that is tea seller. In 2014 election campaign, he conducted a successful Chai Pe Charcha campaign which involved digital technology to connect him with people at tea stalls across the country, turning the insult into a unique popular campaign tool. Number 2. Critics fear that Modi's rise could deepen communal divisions and weaken India's secular fabric. As a Prime Minister, he shifted focus to development, coining slogans like Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, that is, together with all, development for all. His emphasis on inclusive welfare schemes such as Jan Dhan Yojana, Ujjwala Yojana, and Swachh Bharat Abhiyan helped improve the narrative wrong. Number 3. His style of centralized top-down leadership approach as CM might lead to reduced internal democracy within the BJP and concentration of power in the Prime Minister's office. This authoritarian narrative, in fact, turned out to be a firm decision making and a decisive leadership. Examples being demonetization in 2016, GST and GST 2.0 implementation, Digital India and Make in India, surgical strikes, and so on. The latest being Operation Sindhu, where, as the leader of the nation, Modi gave a free hand to our armed forces to destroy terrorism. Number 4. Journalists and civil society members worried that Modi's leadership could suppress dissent, limit media freedom, and encourage self censorship. Modi has been one of the most active world leaders on social media, using platforms like X, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn to communicate directly with citizens. Initiatives like Digital India aimed to make the internet accessible to all, boosting opportunities for digital journalists, influencers, and content creators. In 2023, for the first time in India, he hosted a national creators meet where he recognized digital content creators with awards and recognitions. Last week, PM Modi became the fourth most followed person on X with 108.5 million followers, surpassing rock stars like Justin Bieber and Rihanna. He is also the most followed leader in office. Number 5. Modi's Gujarat model of development was praised for its industrial growth but was criticized for being pro-corporate. Opponents accused Modi of being too close to big business houses. Indian government under Modi launched mass welfare programs for rural, poor and women beneficiaries. Initiatives like PM Awas Yojana, Ayushman Bharat and direct benefit transfers showcased a pro-poor orientation, strengthening his public image. Modi, as always, did not respond to the critics immediately. He chose to be silent instead and went on to do his work with devotion and is now leading Bharat towards a developed nation by 2047 through his Viksit Bharat vision. Trump and Modi. US President Donald J. Trump and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi are known to have a very good personal relationship since Trump assumed office for the first time in 2017. Trump had even organized a massive Howdy Modi event in Texas in 2019 with an aim to woo US voters of Indian origin with Modi's charisma. In response, Modi welcomed Trump and his family in Feb 2020 with a massive Namaste Trump rally in Gujarat. Fast forward to 2025, after Trump became the US president for the second term, Indo-US relations are going in for a toss. This year, Trump abruptly announced a 50% tariff on Indian goods, citing trade imbalance and India's ties with Russia, and has also called Indian economy to be dead. Though Trump has repeatedly called Modi a great friend and a great prime minister, on the Russian oil angle he has said, quote unquote, "I'll always be friends with Modi. He's a great prime minister, but I just don't like what he's doing at this particular moment." Operation Sindoor in May 2025 that resulted in the elimination of terrorist infrastructure inside the Pakistan ended with a ceasefire after the DGMO of Pakistan requested DGMO of India to halt the military operations. But Trump publicly announced that the US had brokered a full and immediate ceasefire between India and Pakistan and is repeating the same again and again. This claim by Trump is being rejected by India every time. The silent achiever Modi. In spite of continuous stance from US officials, Modi did not respond to the pressure but continued his actions to increase India's leverage on the table. From his carpooling with Russian President Vladimir Putin to his SEO 2025 attendance in China, Modi is working towards portraying India as a global power. Trade negotiations are in a full space between India and US. In September 2025, India's chief economic advisor V. Anantha Nageshwaran has said that the US may soon scrap the penal import tariff and also cut reciprocal tariff to 10 to 15% from the existing 25%. Modi, without uttering a word, in response to the rants from the Trump administration, is on the way to overcome the tariff issue through negotiations abroad and also domestically by diversifying export destinations, cotton import duty exemption, and promoting Made in India goods. In June 2025, after the G7 summit in Canada, Trump invited Modi to visit the US, but Modi declined it due to pre-existing schedule and commitments, and instead invited Trump to India for the next Quad summit. In August, German media reported that Modi avoided four phone calls from Trump amid escalating trade tensions. Modi attended the ASEAN-India Summit in October virtually rather than traveling to Kuala Lumpur, thus avoiding a possible in-person meeting with Trump. Silence with confidence, a tool for strength in our everyday lives. We can also adapt Narendra Modi's use of silence with confidence as a practical tool in everyday life, not just politics. Number 1. Pause before reacting. When faced with criticism, conflict, or unexpected news, pause for a few moments before responding. For example, instead of arguing immediately over a work email, take a few hours to craft a thoughtful response. Let actions speak. Focus on delivering results rather than engaging in endless debates or trying to prove yourself verbally. For example, in a team project, rather than defending your approach, complete your task efficiently. Your results will demonstrate your capability. Build inner confidence. Strengthen your knowledge, skills, and emotion resilience so you don't feel pressure to react immediately. In family situations too, when relatives or friends or in-laws make comments about you behind your back, do not respond impulsively. Let your behavior and achievements demonstrate your worth. Over time, your calmness and consistent conduct earn respect while baseless criticism loses weight. For example, someone mocks your parenting style. You focus on nurturing your children well, and over time, others see the positive results instead of hearing your rebuttal. Modi's strategic silence is not passivity, it is a powerful form of communication. It conveys confidence, maturity, and focus, allowing him to rise above criticism and strengthen his leadership. In a world where noise often overshadows substance, Modi's example shows that measured restraint combined with decisive action can be a source of enduring political strength. Silence is not avoidance, it's strategic calm. Coupled with confidence, it allows your actions, decisions, and outcomes to speak louder than words, gradually earning respect and reducing unnecessary family conflict. Silence is golden. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like the video and the content.